Good morning, students. Hope everybody is safe and safe at home and taking care of your health as well as your loved ones since the situation is very pandemic. Hope for the best due to the Almighty's grace. Inshallah. Okay, now moving on to the Unit 2. Unit 2 is under the topics, the slide is under 2, risk and insurance. So, risk, what is risk? Risk is a condition where there is a possibility for adverse deviation from which we can expect and desired outcomes with no requirement, and the possibility may be unmeasurable only if it exists. It may also cause danger, uncertainty in regard to loss or damage, and it is also unmeasurable whether the outcome may be. The next slide talks about the classification of risk. There are the following classification of the risk is financial, non-financial, static, dynamic, particular, pure, speculative, personal, property and liability, fundamental. The next slide talks about financial and non-financial risk. What is financial risk? Risk concerned with the financial loss is known as financial risk, and there is a possibility of losing money on an investment or in a business venture. Example, the credit risk, liquidity risk, and operational risk. So the risk other than this financial, that is the financial risk, is known as non-financial risk. Static and dynamic risk. Static risk is known as pure risk, and it is more easily taken care by the insurance cover. That is example in case of the theft or when a bad weather or calamities, natural disaster occurs, it is comes under static risk. Dynamic risk is the risk brought about by changes in the economy. That is the risk of loss resulting from the changes in the culture, taste, or some changes in the policy. It is also occurs due to the changes in the price level, consumer wants and their needs. According to that, the changes occurs. Dynamic, it keeps on changing. It is not static, and it is also affects the public. For example, if we find some defects in the computer, that the computer has been insured, then it comes under dynamic risk.